All right, let's look at Joe Biden and how the media, the propaganda arm of the DNC, shows Joe.
This morning, a stark warning from President Joe Biden reverberating after a fundraiser with former President Obama in LA, predicting the next president will likely nominate 2 new justices to the Supreme Court.
I think it is one of the scariest parts of it. Look, the Supreme Court has never been as out of kilter as it is today. I mean, never.
Biden has pointed to the overturning of Roe v. Wade and the controversies revolving around conservative justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito. The Biden campaign now planning multiple events for the end of this month to mark the 2nd anniversary of the court's decision. Former President Trump has touted appointing 3 conservative justices to the high court during his time in office. Trump holding events in Michigan, a swing state he won in 2016 and Biden narrowly carried in 2020. The former president claimed that he's been the best president for African Americans.
We've done more for, and I say this, I say it proudly, more for the black population than any president since Abraham Lincoln.
The Biden campaign immediately slammed Trump, citing skyrocketing black unemployment and uninsured rates during Trump's time in the White House. It's Trump's first appearance in the state since his hush money conviction out of New York.
As for the big debate, Biden and Trump will face off next Thursday, June 27th. The campaigns have agreed there will be no audience, and unless a candidate is speaking, their microphone will be turned off in hopes of avoiding the chaos of previous debates. I'm Wen, ABC News, Washington.
I call that the deer in the headlights look, when you've got to do what you got to do and they're paying you to do it, so you just say it so you can keep your job. That's the look you get. All right, so let's look at the way Britain, Sky News, is covering us. It's a mockery, and we deserve every bit of it. They're laughing at us all over the world. And let's look at, I enjoyed this clip much more than the one that you just saw. Here you go.
Let's go to the US political situation at the moment. We are, don't get too excited. 10 more sleeps. We only have to wait 10 more sleeps to the first presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It's going to be a ripper, because here's Donald Trump, and look at the clarity with which he pitches messages that I'm certain will resonate with a lot of Americans.
On day one, I will sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content onto the lives of our children. And I will not give 1 penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate. And I will keep men out of women's sports.
Who's going to disagree with any of that? And who doesn't know exactly what he's saying?
Yeah.
And the contrast to that was that Joe Biden flew back from the G7 straight into Los Angeles for a big multi-million-dollar fundraising event with Barack Obama. And as the show's winding up, poor old Barack Obama had to actually look after the old guy and make sure he got off stage. Yeah, I'd love to know what he's whispering in his ear there, Caroline. Perhaps, come on, old fella, we've got a nice warm cup of milk for you. You've said enough now. But this debate's going to be a bloodbath, isn't it?
Well, you would expect that, and if you look at those 2 examples there, they're not outlier examples. We've seen plenty of both of those 2, types of displays out of both of those gentlemen. Look, I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm going to be watching and I'm going to have my popcorn out for obvious reasons. But I think whatever's going on the Democrat side of things is incredibly sad. Joe Biden is evidently not a well man. And to think that you walk off stage and you can't even quite work out that you should probably wave to the audience as you leave, as you shuffle on out, I think just looks absolutely terrible.
It's a shocker. We are just about out of time.
Donald Trump is hitting those points.
He sure is. Very quickly, Jim, but you think Trump will make a meal of it?
I'm going to make an early, if not somewhat bold call. It wouldn't surprise me if that debate, no, seriously, wouldn't surprise me if that debate doesn't go ahead. If Biden suddenly gets sick, gets COVID, gets ronified, falls down a stairs, has to go hug Hunter, or something happens to avoid that debate.
You heard it here first. Could do a national emergency of some kind. Thanks for joining us, Gemma and Carol.
So I am embarrassed. I am embarrassed by our country and how we're being mocked because we deserve it. How this is happening in our lifetimes, how historic this is, how ludicrous this is all on display. And they're having a good old time making fun of us. So we deserve it. We deserve it. If President Trump doesn't get in November, I don't want to think about the outcome because China, Russia are going to know that we're going to be weak for another 4 years. We'll have another 20 million illegals in the country, rapes, murders, and everything will be commonplace, which is almost happening now because of the illegal immigration. And as we know, they've got an open door policy. I mean, Kamala Harris is the border czar. You know what I mean? Thanks for watching. I'm sorry that I had to show a video of being embarrassed for my country, but, you know, let's end with Jack Black and ultimate pandering. Hollywood actors should just stay home, just act. Don't ruin the movies for us by letting us know what you think. Just read your lines.
2 days ago, my manager called me and said George Clooney and Julia Roberts wanted me to help out the president and speak here tonight. And I said, I am in. When and where? Thank you. And then they said, Jack, we know how busy you are. You don't have time. Look at all the other events that are happening tonight that you already turned down. MC at the Fliegelman Bat Mitzvah. The opening of the new Jack in the Box in Oxnard. Judge at the 2nd Annual Imperial Valley Avocado Festival. You don't see that on Meryl Streep's resume. I said, I know I turned them down, but my president needs me. Thank you.
You know what I mean? I know you know what I mean. Again, thank you for watching.